Colin Blunstone says he felt like a kid when the Zombies were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music. Tell Her No, She's Not There, and Time of the Season, the latter being a quintessential song in the history of rock and roll. And the British Invasion, which the Zombies were a very big part. They were always one of my favorite bands from that era. And I loved watching the ceremony. We talk about the induction with Colin Blunstone.
Absolutely incredible. It's one of the best nights of my professional career, especially. You know, it was in the Barclay Arena in Brooklyn in February last year. We played in front of 17,000 people at the induction ceremony, along with people like The Cure and Roxy Music, Radiohead, Janet Jackson, Stevie Nicks, Def Leppard, wonderful, wonderful artists. Eventually, we were inducted, and Susanna Hoffs from the Bangles gave the induction speech for us, which was a wonderful speech, really moving, the most eloquent speech. It was a great evening. I had my family there. It was really wonderful to think that, firstly, in the public vote, we had 328,000 votes in the public vote, and then, of course, to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, fellow inductees, your peer group, have to vote for you, and it was just great to think that people have noticed what we've been doing, and they've acknowledged that they've enjoyed what we've been doing in voting us into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Colin, I know you were just a teen when this big machine started. Was there a part of that 16, 17, 18-year-old kid that was standing on that stage that night looking out into the audience?
I expect there was, yes. I often stand there and in sort of disbelief at what's happened, because I certainly wasn't expecting my life to take the route that it did. When I was 16 or 17 years old, I would have laughed if you'd have told me what's happened. And in some ways, you know, performing at 16 or 17 years old, it's the same. It's not any different now that we've been performing for 50 years. You go out on stage and, yeah, of course, so many memories come back to you at moments like that, where, you know, we're being televised, we're playing in front of 17,000 people, and your mind does go back to how it all started in a little town called St Albans, just north of London, when we very first got together and just played a couple of tunes one Saturday morning, and from that, all this has happened. It's just extraordinary.
We'll have more of our conversation with Colin Blunstone coming up next week. We talked for about 45 minutes. We talked to Rod Argent for even longer, I think for a little over an hour, and Shem Von Trek of Toto fame and Kenny Loggins, Don Felder's band. Also interviewed Rod Argent with me, because at one point when I was interviewing Shem, he told me he was such a huge Rod Argent fan. I contacted him and said, why don't we interview him together? And he said, sure, that'd be great. We had a lot of fun. That interview is coming up next week. More from Colin next week as well. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. Buy t-shirts, please. Supports our channel, helps us pay our film students, especially now with COVID-19. Everyone's in the house. They're confined to their houses as well, and we want to give them some work. So buy t-shirts, proceeds going to them to edit our videos. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music. Stay safe.